Hey everyone, so wonderful to see you again. It's Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books. And what we're going to do today is we're going to chat about how my first quarter of 2026 went. All right, so let's talk about how January, February, March went. So far, I think it's been a pretty good first quarter. What I wanted to do is want to talk about a little bit about how the channel is going. And before we get into it, would really love it if you could like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot in keeping the channel growing, and that's really what I want to do. At this point, I am just a little over 1,800 subscribers, trying to push through to June. I'm thinking by June, hopefully I can reach that 2,000 mark, which would really be fantastic. And I can't do it without all of you. So really love it if you could help me out with that. Now, what I also have is down below, I always have my links for pretty much everything down there. So, there's the links to Book of the Month and Aardvark, which are the two book subscription services that I always do the videos for every month. I also have my Instagram, my Facebook, my Discord server is down there. So everything is basically down there. Now, what I am going to be planning to do in the future when I hit that 2K mark is something that's going to be a members only type thing. I haven't decided what that is going to be, but that's kind of the direction that I'm hoping to take the channel once we get into the over 2,000 people like potential people watching. Just a little more direction for the channel, and also something that's going to give people the feeling that we can maybe let you choose what I read out of a certain selection of books, or you read along with me, you pick the book, that kind of thing. And that's going to be centered more around the new books that are coming in so that we can get them to read. And we might even do some of the older books that I've had sitting on my TBR for some time. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing once we get to the 2,000 subscriber mark. So when we get there, we'll talk about that a little bit more. I'll get your opinions on all of that, and we'll kind of go from there with it. So I think that that's really a good way to kind of show my appreciation and kind of do things a little bit more for you guys, which is obviously why I do this channel in the first place, is for a lot of you. I mean, sure, it's for me too, in the sense that I get to talk about books, which is something that I love doing, and talking about what I'm reading and what I think of what I'm reading, even though what I think may not jive with what you think, but it's still, I love hearing your opinion, so I'm hoping you enjoy hearing mine. So that's basically where all of that is going. Now, what I thought I'd do is that we would sort of start this first quarter roundup by just going through my challenges, okay, and where I'm sort of at with my challenges. So we're going to start with the one that I created for myself from the Goodreads Choice Awards. So I went through, and I'm going to put it up for you so you can see it. And I picked 5 categories from the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I picked 5 books from those categories for me to read. And from that, I pick from those, well, either the TBR game picks them, or I then do a spinning wheel and I pick them. So you'll see the 25. There's basically 25 books on there. And then what I'm going to put up on the other side, now I don't know which is which. Yeah, so we'll put the fresh ones up on this side, and we'll put the ones that I've read up on this side. So far I have read, what have we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've read 9. Okay, so those are up there, and I can tell you that, as I record this, I've already read 2 more that were on my April TBR. They are done, and the third one will be coming up. So there will be 3 more that are being read. The Haunting of Payne's Hollow, Coffin Moon, those are both done. There's going to be a mid-month video in April and around there on with those. Also, A Drop of Corruption is going to be in there as well, which is in the bottom in the fantasy category. So I will be reading that. Drop of Corruptions, I'm reading Operation Bounce House right now as I film this, and then Drop of Corruptions coming right after, and then I'm going to do the video. So I am doing videos of it as I finish each book and doing longer reviews of them. So you're going to get those in a video. Okay, so that's basically the Goodreads choice challenge that I created for myself. So the next one that comes up is the 2026 series challenge. And I created this back at the end of last year, and I invited people to join me with this, and they've been sharing how they're doing in the Discord server, and you know, everybody is having a little fun with it. The idea was that any series that you had already started by the end of 2025, so it didn't have to be in 2025, it was any series that you had started from the end of 2025 and in the past, that whatever you read next in the series goes into this challenge. And as of the end of March, this is my results. Okay, so I've basically read everything up to the end of March that I was supposed to, and then I'll put over here what the results were as far as what I rated most of the books. And funny enough, a lot of them have rated fairly high, and I've had a lot of 5-star reads out of all the continuations that I've had. So I think that's really great, and I'm enjoying it so far. And of course, I have more to put on this list for April, and I don't know. I'm hoping that I'll get all the ones done for April. The only one that I can see that I might not get done is City of Souls and Sinners, because it's like a 700-page book, and I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity to read it, but I kind of don't necessarily need to, because I always say just 3, and I'm already going to have minimum 3 read for this, so fingers crossed. I think all in totaled in my April, I actually have 5 books that continue series that I had started previously. So I don't need to read all 5 of those if I don't want to. 3 is kind of the minimum for me, and that's how I set the and designed the challenges. That is 3. Okay, so that's that challenge, and then I took on 2 extra challenges that were created by other people. So the first one is the Mystery Thriller Bingo Challenge by Alexis Fully Booked, and I'll put on each side. One side has the clues, the other side has what I have finished. So far on this challenge, I have finished 9 books and filled 9 prompts. So instead of picking the books ahead of time, I am reading them as they're coming up in my TBR choices. And what that does is that also allows me to add in potentially any new books, brand new books that come up and that end up being read. Okay, so it doesn't restrict it, which I think is really great. I mean, like one that is going to go on to my May TBR that I'm just going to put on my May TBR is The Caretaker by Marcus Cleaver, because I really want to read that, and it is a thriller, so and it will fit into this. Okay, well, technically it's like a thriller horror, but I could potentially find a spot for that in here. So that is something that I kind of like the idea of doing that, and this way it doesn't restrict everything. So that is that challenge. So the next challenge that I took on, which is one that I did in 2025, I wasn't going to do it because it goes by month, And then she has, this is the Buzzword Challenges by Kayla at Books and Lala. And it has, you know, very specific prompts under each month. And you have to fit a book to, and I just didn't want to be restricted like that. But I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to do it in the same way that I'm taking on the Mystery Thriller Challenge, in that I'm going to take the TBRs on how they come up through my TBR game and how they're selected for me, everyone. And then I'm going to fit them into, hopefully, one per challenge per month. But I'm not going to be restricted by the months. So I put, here are the two. There's the Buzzword Reading Challenge and there's the Buzzword Cover Challenge. And of course there are 12 prompts for each, but I am ignoring the months and I'm only going by the prompts. And then I'm filling in the books based on, you know, what the prompts are and what books. So far I'm doing okay with it, and you know, I can't complain. I mean, I'm actually enjoying it a little bit more because I don't feel the pressure behind it. And it's the same thing with the Mystery Thriller Challenge. There's no pressure, you know. I can like ease my way through it and just sort of be, okay, you know what, I can find a book that I can fit with it. The other thing is, if I read a certain set of books in a month and I don't find anything that fits on it, I'm not going to get all bent out of shape about it, because potentially the next month I could fit. But I do have sort of a maximum, and my maximum is kind of like, I'm not going to fit anything on there more than, so in my mind, it restricts it that it's only one per challenge per month. Okay, so I'm not cheating and adding a whole bunch per month unless I miss a month that I can't fit one in. Then I'll try to fit it in another month. So if I need to play catch up, then I'll put more than one in. But at this point, I'm managing just fine. I've been able to fit them in. And coming April, it looks like it's going to be the same. And I'm not going to have any problem fitting in books that I'm going to read into categories or selection. So we're running still on one per month for each, and we'll go from there with it. So that's it for my challenges. And I thought that the next thing that we could do is that we would look at basically how my stats are for the month. Yeah, so what I thought we could do next is take a look at how my stats are for the year so far, how things are going. And I'm actually doing pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put up the screenshot from how it looks in my journal for you to take a look at, and we'll just kind of go over this in general. So I had 30 books that I read, and out of the 30 books, I had one DNF, okay, which is really not too bad. The other thing is that my average rating is pretty high, in my opinion, at 4.1. And that's because I have had, what does it say, 9 5-stars. So 9 5-stars, 4 4.5, 9 4-stars. So a huge portion of that 30, like half of them or more, are on the higher end. And I have very little on the lower end. Like I only have 1 1.5 star. That was an ebook that I read. So that came out at 1.5 stars. So overall, not too bad where that's concerned. Now you can see some of the other stats that are all in there. How many thrillers I've read? I've read 8 thrillers. Of course I have. 6 horrors, 5 science fiction, which is actually kind of high for me. But the Dungeon Crawler Carl does fit in there. Those ones kind of fit into the science fiction category. You know, I have some fantasy, whatever, but thrillers is definitely taking the lead so far. And yeah, I'm not surprised because I do enjoy my thrillers. Thrillers and horrors, those kind of go together. So there's 14 in total, which is half of what I've read have been thrillers and horrors. So, and I don't regret any of it. So, because they are fun. I might not score them as high because they tend to score more in the 3.5, 4-star range. It's only every now and again you get one. Like I read, what was a police procedural, but it's like mystery thriller type, and that was the continuation of the Washington Post series by M.W. Craven, and I know I gave the last one I read 5 stars, and it was so good. So there are the odd exceptions. I do find that if they're an exception, they're probably lean a little more to the mystery category than just pure thrillers, like that kind of idea. So yeah, I do love good mystery. And that's definitely. So those are kind of my stats, okay? Now, if I would look at the breakdown by the year, I read 8 in January, 12 in February, which was really strange because it was a short month, and I read 10 in March. So I think it translates kind of to perhaps number of pages in the book. Some books and some books read a little bit slower. Like I know, like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I read in March, that was 450 pages. There was like a few books that were in there, but then there were a few books that were on the shorter side. So it kind of, to me, all balanced. And just, some books just read faster. I mean, yeah, there's no doubt about it that some books just read faster. Like I just finished Coffin Moon, and it was a 300-page book, but it read a little slower for me. So it's just one of those things, you know. It was kind of like an average of 50 pages a day, which is actually really slow for me. I read closer to 100, 150 pages a day. So yeah, that was a little on the slow side. But other than that, everything's been going really great. And so far, I think that my first quarter of the year has been fantastic. And, you know, the channel is growing nicely, which is really what I love to see. And I really appreciate all of you that put your time into commenting on all my videos. I would love to hear what you think. I do have obviously the screenshots of the books that I've read up as well. I think you've been able to kind of get an idea. Although I do my reviews every month, the end of every month. What I'm going to be doing going forward is I don't really care for doing vlogs. I don't like to talk about a book when I'm in the middle of it. I like to talk about it when I'm at the end of it. So I have decided that I am going to split up my reviews, and I'm going to do a review at the beginning of the books that I really wanted to read. Can take like 3 or 4 of those, put them at the beginning, do kind of like super in-depth more reviews if they need a super in-depth review. So that's what I'm going to do. And then at the end of the month, you'll get those, just a quick roundup of those books along with my my final reviews for the rest of what I read for the month. So that's basically how I'm going to do it. And yeah, so you get something kind of in the middle of the month about how I'm going, how my reading is going, and then you'll get something at the end of the month. So we'll just split it up a little bit. And that's also because I do like to go on a lot about the books. So it'll make these videos just a tiny bit shorter, maybe. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't promise that because I don't know if that's going to be the case. We shall see. Maybe not. Anyways, that's how my quarter has gone. If you have any comments or anything to add or any suggestions on anything that I talked about, that would be fantastic. And yeah, so that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.